my name is Karen. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you don't know me, I'm an Irish YouTuber living in Ireland. And if you do know me, thank you for coming back. And I finally got my intro right. That's third time lucky. This is Seamus Stackpoole from Try Channel and obviously other things. And we just did a podcast together, hence the amazing audio for this video. So that will be out this Friday. And check out the Storytime with Clisare YouTube channel, or it's also on the audio platforms, and I'll put a link up in the corner. I think it's this corner. But we are going to play a quick game of Truth or Drink, or Patreon. I've played this twice now before on my channel, so in case you don't know how it works, it's Truth or Drink from Cut. I bought the game, except that we will also have a Patreon exclusive version, which might have some stuff that would get us demonetized on YouTube. Now, I have a surprise for you. I brought you a drink for the game. I've decided that I am going to convert every single adult I know back into drinking blue WKD, because I've talked about it on this channel enough.
I am so excited to be drinking Blue Wicket because it's been so long.
Yeah, probably since you were about 16, I'd say. Yeah.
What's something about your personal hygiene that you could be more rigorous about?
Oh, Jesus. I have this really disgusting habit, and I know it's a disgusting habit. You know the like underarm shower? Yeah. Sometimes I do that after tag matches because I come home at like 10:30 and I'm wrecked, and I just as a courtesy underarm wash to get into the bed, and then I go to sleep and I have a shower in the morning. I know that's so disgusting, but sometimes I do that.
I think there's going to be a lot of people being like, same. Because you're all disgusting.
Well, my husband's going to be watching this going, excuse me, you do what? If you'd found out I'd been embezzling from Try, would you rat me out?
I would never rat you out. What I would do is blackmail you.
That's so smart. Yeah. That's way smarter.
Write me a new dating app bio in 3 sentences or less.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Check me out on Try Channel. Used to run a comedy club. And lover of blue WKD.
How did you know that used to be my dating bio? I have seen less egotistical dating bios out there.
Describe your sex life with a movie title and give your reasoning.
Oh, that's fantastic, because I love movies.
Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas.
It'd be terrible if it was All Quiet on the Western Front. So the reason why I go with Some Like It Hot is not like, ooh, you have to make it hot and sexy, as in you have to raise the temperature in the bedroom, because Irish women are famously cold. So
that is so true.
Yeah, so you have to plan ahead and like turn the heating on an hour before you're going to make the move.
You're talking to the girl whose first viral video is the one where I'm freezing. So yeah, that is so true. That's such a good answer.
What's a habit, compulsion, or relationship you wish you could quit?
Are you ever talking and like you kind of give up on the sentence halfway, or you stop, or you don't know where you're going with it or something, so there's like this really long pause in the middle of your sentence where you try to figure out what you're saying? I do it all the time. It actually drives me nuts. I'd love if I didn't do that anymore. If I could just start a sentence and finish the sentence in one fluid movement when I'm having a conversation. Okay, so I've gotten a with a twist card, which is one of the rule cards.
Okay.
So it's everybody answers the question but you. So I'm going to keep this card, and if at any point you ask me a question that's too much, I can turn it back on you. Wow, okay. Both of these are pretty outrageous.
Have you ever murdered someone?
What's your most complimented anatomical feature as described by your lovers?
It's actually something that I know off the top of my head, and it's not something dirty, which is probably an indictment of me. But my hair, I always get complimented on my hair by girls I go out with.
Oh, you kept that very PG, well done.
Yeah, yeah. And tell us about a time in which a romantic partner just didn't understand how to do a certain sex thing.
I'm going to turn it back on you.
I'm going to drink. Are you more of a top, a bottom, a versatile, or do these labels not apply to you?
I like to think I'm versatile, but probably more of a top.
There we go. The people got their answer.
Tell us about a time you lied to your parents. Did they ever find out?
Oh, God. In what conversation with my parents don't I lie? But I think it was probably the time I was meant to get the train home after first year in college. And of course, it's the last day of college. So my friend Ulick had a bottle of whiskey and he's like, Seamus, drink this bottle of whiskey with me. So instead of waking up in my own flat to leave on time to get the train home, I remember waking up on a thistle. Like, for people who don't know what a thistle is, it's a really thorny plant. Like,
hang on, how could... Sorry.
I didn't mean to kill you.
The blue WKD just repeated on me there for no reason. How would someone not know what a thistle is?
I presume
is that not like a universal plant?
I don't think they have thistles in America.
You're joking me?
I don't think so. Because you've never seen in a cartoon somebody...
You've never seen... Oh my God, you're dead right. Yeah. And you've never seen someone talk about it. Like you've seen people talk about jellyfish stings.
Jellyfish stings.
I also don't... Have they mentioned nettles in American TV shows?
I don't think Americans have nettles.
Oh my God, you are blowing my mind right now.
We should send them over a bunch of nettles.
Tell us in the comment section if you're from America, do you have nettles or thistles?
Yeah.
Imagine growing up in a world as a child with no nettles.
Like, nettles are fantastic because they're like this environmental hazard that you have to be aware of. They're like a little bit of danger in childhood.
Yeah. Do you know, I actually recently got nettles on my arse because we were out drinking and at the minute, you know, you're drinking outside, you can't drink indoors ever. Basically, long story short anyway, I needed to go to the bathroom after drinking outside for a while and I was very drunk and was so drunk that I didn't realise I had basically sat on nettles. And I got them right on my arse. And then the next day I was like, ow. Like, you know, it kind of comes through the drink. You're like, ooh, yeah, it'll be fine. Yeah. The next day you're like, oh, it's not fine.
That's literally like the worst possible thing that could happen with nettles.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really like rediscovering my childhood or my teenagehood and drinking in car parks and getting arse full of nettles.
Okay, this is one that's probably going to be on the Patreon. List all the illicit drugs you've tried.
Oh, hell yeah. This one's going straight on Patreon.
What more would you like to try?
Yeah, but that was a good question, though. That was a good one for the old Patreon. Ooh, what ethical boundaries are you happy to cross?
What ethical boundaries?
What a, like, open-ended question.
Well, like, I know people say that genocide is morally wrong. I can't think of... Like, if they gave examples, I think I'd be better able to answer.
It's so open-ended, it's actually quite hard to come up with something.
Yeah, yeah.
But all of them. Yeah, so happy hour a little softer.
Yeah, these ones are a bit lame. Can I burn this one?
You absolutely can, yeah. If it's shite, get rid of it. This is what I'm talking about. This is why I made my own game. It's called the Crack Pack. And if you join Patreon, you also actually get a free version of it. Okay. But it doesn't have the search referral traffic of to the drink yet.
What would be your cheesy 20-second game show contestant anecdote?
Recently got into Guinness. Claire, you're Irish and you're 33 years old and you only recently got into Guinness. And I'd be like, well, let me tell you. Yeah. I recently got into Guinness and I just randomly started craving it over lockdown, which makes no sense because I'd never drank it before. Straight Guinness like your owl lad.
I wonder, was it
I could drink your owl lad under the table. No, I couldn't. I'd die.
I wonder, was it like being Irish, is it like this genetic memory of like, oh, in hard times, we just have to take solace in Guinness?
Yeah, I think lockdown. So. Or is it an age thing? Maybe I just like hit my 30s and then I was like, nah, and now to be fair, I'm a bit of a late bloomer. So maybe it's around your 30s and I waited till 33 to be like, actually, Guinness is the job. This isn't a drinker that goes with Guinness, but I would like genuinely have a blue wicket and follow it up with a Guinness.
That sounds like a horrible cocktail. That sounds like a cocktail like that the Try should do with blue wicket and Guinness.
Oh my God, I swear to God, and I will tell you this now, if they do a blue WKG cocktails video and I'm not in it, I will kill someone. I won't kill someone, I'll just silently fume about it.
Now my memory's so bad, I remember that there was a video that I wanted to be in and then I wasn't in. It was either baklava or it was, do you know that Japanese sweet mochi?
Yeah.
Rice balls?
Vaguely.
It was one of those two.
Those are both very specific.
Yeah, because those are two things that I love. And I remember seeing one of the videos and I was like, I wanted to do that. But yeah.
Yeah, I know. They can't predict everything we like, unfortunately. But also, I think they like to put us in things we don't like.
Exactly, which is more entertaining.
Yeah.
What is something you know you'll accomplish, no matter how many people tell you you can't? What are your plans for world domination?
I'm like, do I want to answer this one? Not 100% sure that I want to answer this. I might put this on Patreon. Might be a bit boring. When was the last time you were out of control?
When was the last time I was out of control? I suppose I would have been out of control on occasion when I was drinking with friends recently, where I ended up having to retire to the couch because I had imbibed too much and started expelling too much.
No.
Yeah, I started.
Oh, I hate the puke.
Yeah.
The pukes or whatever.
The voms.
The voms.
The chunder.
And then he chundered everywhere.
It was this summer. It was one of the weekends where you could finally hang out with people again.
So it
was like...
Actually, one of the first times I was out hanging with people as well, I was way too drunk because we'd forgotten how to drink.
Yeah, you're like... It's like a baby animal, like finding your legs. And you're like, oh. And that's how you
because
end
Irish
up.
people, our tolerance is normally up here. And it was like here after lockdown.
That was the last time I was out of control. Had to get a bus then early in the morning back to my girlfriend's place.
Oof.
She didn't sit with me because she didn't want people to know. Because I was snoring on the bus. If there were no barriers to entry, what job do you think you'd be amazing at?
There was absolutely no barrier to entry. 100% I think I'd be good at being a spy.
And could you imagine? Being a content creator is such fantastic cover. Here we are outside the Kremlin. Or like you'd be playing this game with like a general and be like, oh, what's your favorite flower? And what's the launch code?
And what war crimes have you committed recently? Take a
All
drink
of
if you don't want to answer. We're road tripping through the middle of nowhere. Do you have me drive or navigate?
Oh, I would have you drive.
Really?
Yeah, I would have you drive for 2 reasons.
You don't drive, do you?
1, I don't drive. 2, I love maps, so I'd love to navigate.
You love maps.
I love maps.
And you would navigate on an old school map?
Oh, yeah.
Get out.
Yeah, I remember when like go on holidays as a kid and be like driving around Ireland, I'd have the map on my lap and I'd be like, oh, go left here, go right there and all that. I think my favourite subject in school was geography and the maps and the grid reference. Yeah, my friends make fun of me so much for loving maps because one time in college I watched a documentary about maps and I told my friends about it and they're like, you giant fucking nerd. And they still insult me over my love of maps. Yeah.
Well, I think that would work out because I love to drive and I'm a terrible navigator. I'm the kind of navigator that has Google Maps open and then like it doesn't update quick enough and I'm like, oh, actually our turn was back there. So that would work out.
What we should do rally.
Yeah.
Because I don't drive.
I would love to drive a rally car. That would actually be something if there was no barrier to entry. I think I'd love to just like smash a car around a track.
Yeah.
Brilliant. Yeah. So if we ever enter into a rally driving race,
we know
you're my navigator.
Yeah. Okay, this was funny. Who was the last person besides your partner whose junk you've seen?
Other than on TV, it was definitely in the changing rooms after a rugby match. So it was one of the ladies.
Lady junk. Junk still counts.
So it's not an exciting answer. Oh yeah, I did see somebody naked on social media recently. So when the restrictions first eased, it was like a party. Right. 2 lads in Dublin. Do you remember seeing that video? 2 lads in Dublin with their Mickeys out.
Yeah.
That's. And then there was another video where the lad was like strumming the other lad's Mickey like it was a guitar.
I didn't see that video.
And so yeah, that's so those 2 strange dudes are the last Mickeys I saw.
Those guys who've done our nation proud.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on Truth or Drink.
You're
Cheers.
very welcome. Cheers.
And thank you for stomaching your way through a blue WKD.
You can find me under Mr. Stackpoole. That's MR Stackpoole. That's like a stack of pools. And if you're having a hard time remembering Mr. Stackpoole, just think Mrs. Stackpoole, if that helps.
There will be a podcast on the Storytime with Clisare YouTube channel and on the audio platforms this Friday with yourself telling the story of how you managed a comedy club.
And how I stopped managing it.
Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. If you like this video, you might like this video or this video. And please subscribe and I'll see you in the next one. Slán.
Bye.